Of you, and welcome everybody who's come from outside the country to our beautiful country of Zimbabwe. I need you to just look at the person next to you and say hello, and ask them what language, which country they're from. You know, get to know each other a little bit. Don't sit with a stranger. In my country, we actually clap our hands like this, Makadini. So please, Zimbabweans, do what you need to do. Gadishise mawoko. Fantastic. If I may bring the room to order. Welcome everybody to the first UN Tourism Regional Forum on Gastronomy Tourism for Africa. That's where you clap your hands. That's where you clap your hands. Or you can do better than that. That's where you clap our hands intentionally, right? Fantastic. Allow me to welcome every other country that's participating. From Angola, Burundi. I know we have a delegation from Belarus, Cameroon, Congo, Brazzaville, Democratic Republic of Congo, Egypt, Equatorial Guinea, Gambia, Malawi, Namibia, Nigeria, Rwanda, Sao Tome, Serbia, Madagascar, Sierra Leone, Tanzania, habari. I'm coming there. No, it's not in alphabetical order. I'm just coming there. Seychelles, Mozambique, our dear neighbors that we share 1,400 kilometers of borderline. And our twins, our Siamese twins, Zambia. Okay, have I, United States? No, I'm coming to Botswana. Botswana, United Kingdom, United States. Have I left anybody? Uganda. What's that? Ghana, our in-laws. The way they keep reminding us about our in-laws. Morocco. At the end of the day, we have different countries that have come together to have conversations that will change the mindsets of our people with regards to what we consume, with regards to what our grandfathers and our grandmothers taught us. That, you know what, after all, they were definitely right. So today, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to say, and those that are watching us online, welcome from wherever you're watching us all over the world. We appreciate having you here, and we hope that you're going to be plugged in. We hope that you're going to be having conversations with us on the platforms, telling us your thoughts, because when we all come together, we're able to create an Africa and a world that we want. Today, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Maimba, spelled M-A-I-M-B-A, and I'll be taking you through this segment where we are going to be celebrating our own, where we're going to be launching our own, where we'll be recognizing our very own chefs who have an amazing job, an amazing work to teach our people, to teach our restaurants, our hotels, and everybody that this is the food to encourage people to have. And to all our participants in the room, we've got interpretation, from the different languages. Please, I'm sure there's a headset there, and if you just click on those channels, you'll be able to get to the language that you want. And also, please, who has taken a picture and posted on social media? Just put your hand up. I got a prize for you. Okay. I don't have enough prizes for all of you. But the bottom line is, I really would love you guys to take pictures. You can start with me, take a picture of me, go to our social media handles, right? We've got at UNWTO, at B Culinary, at Zim First Lady, at ZTA Updates. Sorry? Oh, you've got them there, right? There you go. So please, all we want is let's have the interactions, let's have the engagements. Tag as much as you can. Let's tell this story. Okay. Almost 10 years ago, in 2015, UN Tourism and the Basque Culinary Center created together the World Forum on Gastronomy Tourism to provide a space for exchanging ideas. A very important space, ideas and experiences and new concepts between experts in tourism and gastronomy. But also, most importantly, to identify practices and to use gastronomy tourism as a key driver of sustainable development. And for the next 2 days here in Victoria Falls, these are the conversations that will be filling our rooms. These are the conversations that will be pushing forward as our agenda. And I'm sure we are all going to be a part of this. We are now going to proceed with a significant moment for gastronomy and for Africa, and an invaluable recognition of the efforts done by many from their own roles and positions. I would like, at this time, to invite to the stage Mr. José Marie Aizega, the Director General, Basque Culinary Center, San Sebastian, Spain. Oh, you can do better than that. A big round of applause, a big round of applause. It is my pleasure as well to invite to the stage Mr. Zurab I'd like to invite to the stage Mr. Zurab. You put me on social media? Oh my word. Oh, he was, okay, I've got to get it right. Mr. Zurab Pololikashvili. I got it right? Fantastic. This is our UN Tourism Secretary General. And for this segment on this very occasion, the UN Tourism would like to recognize 4 African chefs from Cape to Cairo. 4, right? 4 African chefs who spread the voice about Africa. The sounds of Africa, the culinary diversity, flavors and traditions, and the positive impact it can have on local communities, bringing a lifeline to many. Today, whenever you can, put your hands together. In our country, we ululate, we whistle as a way of celebrating our own. And today, we are going to do exactly this. First up, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Chef Johannes from Ethiopia. If the person next to you is not putting their hands together, look at them in the eye and ask them, what's going on? What's going on? All the way from Ethiopia, Chef Johannes, spreading the voice. There we go. Smile for picture. Camera. Well, that's enough pictures now, Chef Johannes. Well, thank you for that, Chef Johannes. Thank you very much. As UN Tourism, we recognize you and we appreciate you. Coming up next is Chef Moner El Arem from Tunisia. Oh, put your hands together. Put your hands together. All the way from Tunisia. Thank you very much. Our third chef is Chef Adenike Adelefila from Nigeria. And last but not least is one fellow master of ceremonies of mine, a dear friend that we, us as Zimbabweans have seen, and we've seen the work that he does in rural communities and pushing the agenda of gastronomy and the love for our own food. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to announce the final chef, and this is Chef Carl Joshua from Zimbabwe. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. May I ask the other chefs if you can just come through for a big group photo? The other chefs, please come through for a big group photo. This is for their active engagement in projects that promote sustainable gastronomy and community empowerment. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Zimbabwe, Tunisia, Ethiopia, Nigeria, each one of you, we celebrate you. Thank you. And yes, Nelsie, how are you doing? Once again, a big round of applause to all the chefs. A big round of applause, please. That segment is done. We're now moving to the next segment, which is the Youth Photo Contest Winners Recognition Ceremony. We are going to continue with the recognitions. We're going to continue with celebrating our own, this time focusing on the youth and their crucial role in promoting gastronomy. It is so important that we catch them young, that they love our traditional foods young, that even when they grow older, they will be able, it is easier for them to be able to have an appreciation of our traditional foods. This has been open to young amateurs, up to 24 years old. The UN Tourism Youth Photo Contest, titled A Journey Through Zimbabwe's Gastronomy, and national initiative leading up to this forum provided an exceptional platform and opportunity for Zimbabwean youth to express their perspective and capture the essence of the nation's gastronomic heritage through the lens of their cameras. Truly, this contest demonstrated the pivotal role youth play not only in promoting gastronomy and culinary traditions, but also in driving innovation, creativity, and sustainability practices, as well as in creating engaging content leveraging digital influence. The numerous submissions demonstrate a clear interest at the national level. We will now proceed with awarding the 2 best visuals. For this, again, my sincere apologies, I should have asked you to stay, but for this, allow me to invite back on stage our UN Tourism Secretary General. If you may please do us the honors again, sir. Thank you. In this gastronomic artistry photo category, we celebrate the aesthetics and creativity of food. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage, in second place, first place, I'm looking at my director, so she goes. Okay. In this category, ladies and gentlemen, first place winner with the photo titled Maguru, one of our favorite dishes and delicacies in Zimbabwe, or in English known as tripe. Please put your hands together for Nokutenda Tombindo. Nokutenda is right here. Please give her a big round of applause. Let's clap hands for Nokutenda. This is the youth. Well done. Celebrate. Congratulations to you, Noku. Congratulations. The Minister of Tourism, Hospitality, Industry of the Republic of Zimbabwe is delighted to award you a monetary prize. Noku, just wait. How much did you get? You're not sure? So let me tell you. Right? You ready? Okay. The Ministry of Tourism and Hospitality Industry of the Republic of Zimbabwe is delighted to award you a monetary prize of 500 United States dollars. Congratulations, congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yes, we're done. Thank you. Okay, I would like to keep it moving. Again, I'm sure everybody's aware that in our programming, we are chasing after time, but we will redeem it. We will bring it in, and we'll be able, of course, to have the necessary conversations and accord them the necessary time that they need. Okay. Now we're going to, if you've got a program, we're moving now to the next section, where we are now diving deep into this year's forum to get a deeper insight on gastronomy tourism and how it can provide opportunities for the development of rural areas and local communities. It is my pleasure at this time to invite on stage the very first African UN Tourism Ambassador. Please give a warm welcome to Chef Fatmata Binta of Fulani Kitchen Foundation, Executive Chef of Dine on a Mat and Fulani Cuisine. Please give her a big, big round of applause once again.
Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and friends. It is with immense joy and gratitude that I stand before you today in the beautiful and culturally rich land of Zimbabwe for the pivotal UN Tourism Gastronomy event. Today we gather to dive into a theme that resonates deeply with all of us: gastronomy tourism. Most importantly, opportunities for the development of rural areas and local communities. In Sierra Leone, we have a saying, one tree not a make forest. It means a single tree cannot make a forest. This reflects how our culinary traditions thrive through the collective efforts of our communities, weaving together our stories, cultures, and shared experiences. Gastronomy tourism is more than just an exploration of flavors. It is a vibrant tapestry where culinary arts, culture, and travel are intricately woven together. It offers an authentic glimpse into the soul of a community, allowing travelers to savor local traditions, history, and ways of life. Beyond its sensory delights, gastronomy tourism serves as a powerful engine for economic upliftment, social cohesion, and cultural preservation, particularly in our cherished rural areas. Championing local and traditional food nurtures sustainable agricultural practices. Centuries-old indigenous crops and farming techniques are preserved and celebrated, fostering a more sustainable food system and mitigating the environment's impact of tourism. This commitment to sustainability not only supports the environment, but also ensures that the cultural heritage embedded in our agricultural practices is passed down through generations. The influx of tourists often brings infrastructural development in its wake. Improved roads, better transportation, and enhanced communication networks benefit not only tourists, but also local residents, driving overall regional development. This infrastructure growth paves the way for further economic opportunities, creating a cycle of positive development. In our cultural heritage village in Ghana, and the rural communities we've been collaborating with for years now, this has translated into tangible benefits. Increased income for local farmers and artisans. By sourcing ingredients directly from local producers, we've been able to establish a reliable market for their goods, ensuring a steady form of income. Empowerment of women. Many of our culinary events are led by women, providing them with leadership opportunities and financial independence, empowering them also to become pillars for their communities. Promotion of cultural heritage is also another major aspect. Through storytelling and food, we have rekindled pride in our traditions and created a platform for cultural exchange, allowing our heritage to be celebrated and understood by a wider audience. While the potential of gastronomy tourism is vast, it is not without challenges. Issues such as infrastructural deficits, market access, and the need for training and capacity building must be addressed. Collaborative efforts between governments and private sector stakeholders and local communities are very much essential. Training programs also for local chefs, guides, and hospitality workers can enhance the quality of the tourism experience while preserving valuable skills to the community. Establishing cooperatives and networks can also help small producers reach broader markets. Utilizing digital platforms can also further amplify their reach, connecting them with global audiences. Governments play a crucial role in creating and enabling two supportive policies: investment in infrastructure and the promotion of sustainable tourism practices. These efforts can provide the foundation upon which rural communities can build thriving gastronomy tourism sectors. Ladies and gentlemen, gastronomy tourism is a powerful pathway for the development of rural areas and local communities. It is a celebration of our shared humanity, a bridge between cultures, and a beacon of sustainable development. As we continue to explore and expand this dynamic sector, let us remember that at the heart of it all lies a profound respect for the people and traditions that enrich our culinary landscapes. Together, we can harness the power of gastronomy tourism to create a future where rural communities thrive, cultural heritage is honored, and every meal tells a story of resilience, creativity, and unity. Thank you very much.
Another big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Another big round of applause. That was the very first African UN Tourism Ambassador, Chef Binta. Thank you so much for that presentation. Allow me to move on to the next high-level panel. And to moderate this panel, I would like to call on, please welcome Ms. Sandra Cavao, Director, Market Intelligence, Policies and Competitiveness of UN Tourism. Let's give her a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as she comes through.
Thank you. A very good afternoon. Good afternoon. Ah, much better. It's my pleasure to now host a high-level panel to talk about how gastronomy tourism fits into the policies of the countries in Africa. And without any further delay, because I know we're running our program quite late, it is my great pleasure to now invite on stage our panel. And I will start by inviting the Honorable Minister of Tourism of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Minister, le Ministre de la République démocratique du Congo. Bienvenue. Joining him on stage, we will have the pleasure of inviting Her Excellency, the Minister of Tourism of Malawi. And to join us also, the Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs of Sierra Leone. Madam Minister. Also joining us on behalf of the Minister of Tourism of Zimbabwe, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism and Hospitality of Zimbabwe, sir. Very welcome on stage. And finally, because we cannot talk about gastronomy tourism without talking about agriculture, it is my pleasure to invite on stage the FAO representative for Zimbabwe, Lesotho, and Eswatini. And we will try to share some insights on how gastronomy tourism is actually moving and shaking the tourism sector in your respective countries. So I will start actually by asking you, how does gastronomy tourism fit in your national tourism strategy? And I will start with the Democratic Republic of Congo. Monsieur?
Thank you very much. I'll try to speak, I want to speak in English, but I think I'm more comfortable to speak in French. So
on a de l'interprétation, pas de problème.
OK. So, la République démocratique du Congo a quand même 250 ethnies, ce qui fait une diversité culinaire qui est assez forte, et ce qui rend difficile la catégorisation. Vous m'entendez? Allô, allô? Can you hear me? OK. Ce qui rend difficile la catégorisation gastronomique. Parce que quand on parle d'une population de plus de 100 millions d'habitants et 250 groupes ethniques, ça devient difficile maintenant de savoir quelle est la diversité culinaire qu'on va mettre de l'avant. Alors comment nous procédons? On s'est dit que on va classer ça en 4 grandes zones qui correspondent à des zones linguistiques. On a 4 grandes zones qui sont la zone lubaphone, la zone swahiliphone, la zone, on peut dire, kikongophone, et puis la zone lubaphone. Ce sont les 4 langues nationales du pays, et on peut à ce moment-là catégoriser tout ce qui est gastronomique en fonction de ces 4 zones-là. Je prends l'exemple d'un mets qui est très connu chez nous, qui est le pondu. En anglais, on appelle ça cassava leaves. Il y a 10 000 façons de préparer ce pondu-là chez nous. Il y en a qui mettent ça avec de l'arachide, d'autres qui mettent ça qui mélangent avec de l'haricot. Donc nous devons à ce moment-là voir comment, en suivant d'ailleurs un exemple qui a été fait par ONU Tourisme, de faire une sorte de livre de recettes qui catégorise ces différents mets en les classant par rapport aux 4 zones linguistiques, de manière à documenter cela et à rendre cela un peu plus accessible au grand nombre. Voilà, dans les faits, de manière succincte, comment je peux aborder ce premier point.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Ministre. I would now move to the next speaker. Your Excellency, how it's happening in your country, that integration of gastronomy tourism in your policy.
Can you come again? Can you come again? Your question?
Thank you. My question was gastronomy tourism. What is the role in your tourism policy? What's the position of gastronomy?
Okay. No, thank you so much for that question, moderator. I would like to start by saying that for a long time, Malawi was using an archaic law as far as tourism was concerned. So we still had the 1968 Tourism Act, which we have just now reviewed. And gastronomy is a very big component of the new law now that was created in 2022, 2023. But also, we have 5 key components of tourism products that we're championing as a ministry. And people and culture is part of those products, and food or gastronomy falls under it. But I think for me, the key issue was how do we ensure that we are incorporating the issue of gastronomy within the spectrum of tourism as products. So one of our key strategies was to ride on the UN list, because I think UNESCO so many years ago listed our nsima, which I think in Zimbabwe is called sadza, in South Africa is called pap, in Zambia is called nshima. They listed it as an intangible asset. So we wanted to ride on that, but also based on the fact that you may be aware that I think at SADC region we have experienced El Nino, so much so that this year we will not have food. And then the maize production within this region was a little bit compromised. But then what do we really do? So we needed to find means and ways of ensuring that we are going back to our roots to ensure that people still have food, people still come to Malawi to sample our culture through gastronomy. So what we have done is not to isolate the gastronomy within the tourism sector to say this is what we are going to be championing, but to align it through the local government structures, agriculture as well, so that then it's part and parcel of agritourism as much as it is part of gastronomy as a tourism product.
Thank you, Minister. That's a very important point, really to align both sectors working together, and we're very happy also that we're closer and closer working with FAO to ensure that alignment. Her Excellency from Sierra Leone, how does gastronomy fit in your strategy?
Thank you very much. Interestingly, Sierra Leone just launched its 10-year, tourism strategic master plan, and gastronomy does take a central role in that plan. We're also reviewing, our Tourism Development Act, which is also quite archaic, and we're currently undergoing several, localized surgeries to define what is gastronomy in our country. Interestingly, we have realized that there are quite a few, Sierra Leoneans who are really performing very well in the gastronomy culture. Out there, we have Chef Fatmata Binta, who I had an argument with my sister a moment ago. She's claiming that she's Ghanaian, but she is Sierra Leonean. We have Maria Bradford as well from Sierra Leone, who's based in the UK, and we have Chef Nima Di Grazi. So it's currently in our tourism master plan, because the master plan takes a very sharp focus on culture And gastronomy is an integral aspect of culture as well. And we're also reviewing our Tourism Development Act. It will definitely have a very strong presence in the act itself. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. It's a very important point, that connection with culture as well, that the previous minister also mentioned. Coming back to our host, we see there is a huge commitment at the highest level here with gastronomy. How does gastronomy tourism fit the strategy of Zimbabwe?
Okay, thank you very much, and also just to thank everyone for being here and all the support that this forum has received. It's a bit overwhelming, so we're very, very happy, and that is the first of its kind, and I think it's, we see good things coming out of here and policy issues that can help us move forward. Just as in terms of tourism, I'll just maybe give you a bit of background. Tourism is the third in terms of contribution to GDP, and after agriculture and mining. And like you heard today, I think there's commitment from the highest level because of its contribution and its potential as a sector. And also now what is important is to align strategy and legislation. And we currently, okay, there's three pieces of policy or legislation that that is driving the direction of our tourism. We've got the National Tourism Policy, which is under review. I think it expired maybe 2 years ago, and now we'd like to review it, and we've done all the consultation, and we've aligned that to our new strategy, which now also is aligned to our new amended act, which is going through the legal process. And the new Tourism Act creates 11 what you call clusters. So we have adopted a cluster approach, and within that cluster approach, we've got a culture and heritage, and that's where gastronomy sits. So we are very, very excited that we finally have a home for it, and with this new thrust on gastronomy, I think we're not going to have a lot of problems in terms of focus, and I think we will definitely succeed. What is important also is with gastronomy, not only is the monetary benefits, also the health benefits, and the First Lady of Zimbabwe has been just at the forefront of it, pushing the agenda, and hence today she got the recognition for her efforts. So we realize that, and thank you for that. And we realize that health-wise and also stimulating other sectors of the economy. For years, we didn't have like small grains in the supermarkets. So now we have small grains in the supermarkets. We've got new products in terms of variety of porridge, porridge that is coming across. So I think in terms of policy, legislation, and strategy, I think that alignment is going to help us move forward as a country. So gastronomy is going to be one of those key imported items. In conclusion, I think you heard the Honorable Minister saying that I think this year, our midterm review, tourism contributed 12% to the GDP, and we're tops. And out of that, it was accommodation and food. So there's huge potential in this food industry, as it were, and gastronomy is a new baby that overseas is going to take us places. I thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, also for highlighting again the links with culture and creating a specific cluster to advance, and talking about grains and also products who are lost somehow and now can be recovered as well through gastronomy and the link with tourism. How from FAO also you see that increasing link between our two sectors?
Good. Thank you. First of all, I already want to thank our sister agency, UN Tourism, for inviting FAO to this first ever regional conference on gastronomy and tourism in Africa. In fact, when we talk about FAO, it starts with food and agriculture organizations. And I think that usually we forget a lot about food. We just talk about agriculture, but agriculture contributes into food. And why food is important? Because food is what is the basic need for any human being to be able to live and to do whatever we have to do in life, which means that gastronomy is is an important sector for FAO, for UN tourism, but also for any other UN institutions, because our role is really to work into improving the life of human beings. So whatever we do, we should take into account gastronomy, because the gastronomy also conditions the health of the human being. And as FAO, our new strategic framework really put an emphasis on that, in the fact that in the context of the food system transformation, where we are all embarked since 2021, we need to look at what are the key factors to improve the local diet. Last year, 2023, was the International Year of Millet and Small Grains. And we have found that in many countries, especially in Africa and Latin America, in fact, the local populations are progressively abandoning the small grains or the local foods. Why? Because there are a lot of prejudice. I remember before Zimbabwe, I was in Madagascar covering the Indian Ocean. And usually when I will be traveling to Seychelles, Comoros, Mauritius, my sister here, your director, she knows very well, I would like to eat the fruit pain in those islands. But when you go in the islands, only those local foods are seen as the food for the poor. So we need to go beyond to look at the real value of this local food. So for us, we need to really work to improve the way we see the local food, the way we see our traditional foods, the way we see our indigenous food. Because if we see how the growing population from the youth to the elders, what we are seeing today, the increasing of non-communicable diseases, and is due to what we eat on a daily basis. So our health is really due to what we eat on a daily basis. So we should really be working as UN institutions to see how we improve the health of our population through the way we eat. And this is becoming a key factor. And we think that whatever we do as FAO in the countries is to improve the way our population eats. And our policy, our strategy framework is really based on that. And this is around what we call the 4 betters. I might come back on that later. We call it better production, better nutrition, a better environment, and a better life. So this is really the circle. And if you see these 4 betters, we are talking about food. So how do we produce more for everyone to have a better life in the future?
Thank you very much. And I think one of the things you said is also, again, the recovery of the small grains. And that also positions the image of Africa outside, because many people will look at new options, healthier options going towards the future as well. I'm going to start from this side now. And when the first forum is taking place here in Africa, and one of the Secretary General's objectives from the beginning is that people know more about African gastronomy out there. What is your biggest challenge to push this agenda forward as we start now trying to bring it higher in the discussion and also much more known outside? And I'll start with Zimbabwe now.
Okay.
You know, Zimbabwe is always last, you see, according to the alphabet, so you tend to relax, okay?
Now we switch the alphabet around.
So I was waiting for the others, so now it says Zimbabwe. It's okay, I'll take it.
Now we do the alphabet the other way around.
Okay, no, thank you very much. I think this is a subject that is very close to our heart. So we'd obviously have thought about a lot of issues. And one of the issues that we look at when the challenges that we face is there's one of the mindset, which I think my colleague was talking about, that we need to have a new mindset in terms of appreciation of those foods. Traditionally, there have been the poor man's foods, as it were, because you don't find them, and maybe you'd find them in the rural areas. And over time, I think culture has been eroded. So we're rebuilding a new culture and a new mindset. And thank God, I think in Zimbabwe, we're making great strides with the shelf space that now all these small grains are occupying in the shops. And the big players themselves have gone into production, because one challenge was that challenge of processing capacity. And not only processing capacity, also the supply capacity. Because then, if there is no support for those farmers to increase their capacity, then you cannot have enough, enough product on the market. So I think then it means we have to build the capacity of the, shall I say, the farmers to be able to grow more and sustain the market. And also the processing needs to be relooked at in terms of once you've got enough supply and also making it affordable. Because some of it, if supply is limited, then the price is high. So you can't get support. Then, but also on that context, we've got quite a number of empowerment groups that we're trying to mitigate those problems. We've got Agriculture for She. We recently this year, we had the Farm to Market festival, which we held, and basically was to demonstrate how the small players, the small farmers, can be part of the value chain so that we mitigate that whole capacity constraint. So basically, this is what we are working on in terms of trying to do that. Then also, again, trying to get it into the conventional restaurants, conventional hotels, which means we need to influence curriculum. Mm-hmm. So now, these competitions that we had this year, the initial project, which was launched by Your Excellency, was focusing on community. Then the next year, we graduated to community and chefs. Mm-hmm. So this year, we integrated the students. So it's now a total value chain. You are influencing the whole process and a whole new generation. And that should see the food on the table within the conventional restaurants, as we're to say. So the issues of supply and processing are key in that mindset. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that's a very important point of creating the chef's appetite for using local products, but also give the training so that the younger generations know how to use them. Minister from Sierra Leone, one of the biggest challenges you face when you look at this agenda?
Thank you very much. Again, Sierra Leone now currently has, Feed Sierra Leone, Feed Saloon, what we term as Feed Saloon agriculture, at the hem of its development agenda. And therefore, fusing agriculture and tourism, especially gastronomy, is of great importance to us. But why we've noticed that, the digital marketing reports indicate that most of our visitors and interested, people, tourists in Sierra Leone, are more or less interested in the food culture. We realize that the local food is not readily available in the big supermarket, the big restaurants. And therefore, we have to deal with how do we ensure that this local food is brought into these restaurants. And we have issues like, the nutritional value, the quantities. So we're actively engaging with the local communities because they're really good at that. We're actively engaging with them to at least apply some amount of professionalism in how they prepare the food, how the food is presented, because it's important for us as well, because most of our visitors from North America and Europe are mainly focused on what the local food is. So this is a huge challenge for us, getting into the interior areas. And what we've been doing as well is ensuring that whilst we're working with the private sector, for them to establish like what we call kitchens and surgeries within the various regions, we're also encouraging the local people to utilize these kitchens and surgeries. We're in discussions at the moment to ensure that we provide like short-term courses with renowned chefs and major stakeholders within the city, sending them out into the interior areas so they could train the local people within the various localities. So this is one of the huge challenges, but we're also finding mitigating measures to address it to ensure that we focus on the principle of leaving no one behind. In our tourism strategy, like I stated earlier, the culture is really critical. And it's also important to bring as many women on board as possible. We have the Chef Association. They've also provided some amount of expertise to reach out and flesh out into these local areas and villages where they can teach these women and provide jobs and opportunities for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. So there is the demand. It's very much from the tourists looking for that experience is enhancing as you say, the preparation and the availability. Minister from Malawi as well, what's your biggest challenge in this agenda?
No, thank you so much. My brother from Zimbabwe talked about mindset change, but I want to add to say, in Africa, we need a disruptive mindset change. We need to go back to the understanding that culture is our place of power, and food is an integral part of that place of power. We cannot be anything but African, and we need to be proud of that. That's why we need to have a disruptive mindset change about trivializing and demonizing anything that is African, especially our food. The second thing for me is we should not leave anyone behind. When these farmers are producing the food that we're eating, today when we're having lunch, you're looking at the beef, you're saying maybe it's undercooked or it's overcooked, the potatoes are whatever. No one is talking about the farmer who, through his sweat, blood, and tears, produced that potato or looked after that animal that you're eating on your table. No one talks about that. We want Elephant Hills Resort, if it uses peanut butter, we want them to get their peanut butter from the local communities. We don't want them to import that. So we need to ensure that we are supporting the value chain. Others need to produce, others need to industrialize, to add value. The value chain has to be there. So Elephant Hills must get end products that are coming from the communities. So when we're talking about local communities, we need to be deliberate in terms of providing that kind of support. There should be no child in Victoria Falls that does not go to school because their parents couldn't afford fees. There should be no child that would die because their parents couldn't afford medication. It is an anomaly we must correct, not only as Victoria Falls or as Zimbabwe, but as Africans. Because we are touting tourism. We are saying tourism is the next big thing. It's part of our GDP, it's contributing so much to the GDP, and yet the people that are making that happen are suffering in the communities. We need to change that. The fourth thing for me is we need to support the preservation of culture in terms of blending the conventional and the new ways of doing things. Because, you know, we need to move with the times. So we just can't say, okay, we are still going to be doing these things and whatever. But for me, I'm a huge supporter of our varieties, the local varieties that are drought resistance and all of that. But how then do we blend that way of living with the new way of living? So there's innovation, there's all these skills that have to be built in. The fifth thing for me is the building of the local skills themselves. So how do we go back to the communities to say, or to the school curriculum? Like when we were in Zimbabwe 2 days ago, they were telling us that they are now in the process of reviewing their curriculum to put tourism at the center of everything that they're doing, especially for Livingstone and other parts that have a focus on tourism. And I think for me, that's progressive. We need to take it back to the children, where they're now growing up. Children in Big Falls, they need to understand what it means to live in a resort area, what it means to rely on tourism, because I think Seychelles has done it, Mauritius has also done it. Why can't we do it? So we need to ensure that we are building those skills. We shouldn't rely on somebody else. And I'm so glad the UN is supporting these academies both in Zimbabwe and Zambia. We see that the future is very, very bright as far as skills is concerned. Thank you very much. That was a very fantastic way to end on skills and education. Monsieur le Ministre.
It's always difficult to be the last to talk, because sometimes the other person have the idea. But I want to start with the intervention of the minister, of the representative of FAO. This is a big problem. I'll speak in French to be more comfortable. Ça touche le problème des semences. Parce que les semences qui viennent de la FAO ou bien d'ailleurs ne résistent pas souvent à ce qu'il y a comme climat ici. On en a parlé dernièrement avec le ministre de l'Agriculture dans mon pays. On a eu des soucis à produire le maïs, qui est un des premiers ingrédients qu'utilise la population et qui doit justement être quelque chose au niveau de la culture, enfin le tourisme gastronomique. Et dans beaucoup de secteurs, si les semences viennent d'ailleurs, à un moment donné, elles ne résistent pas au temps et au climat. Donc, nous avons lancé en RDC un programme de près de 50 millions de dollars pour la production des semences au niveau local. Et je pense que tous les pays doivent, à mon avis, avoir ce genre de programme pour produire ce qui est nécessaire à leur population. Notre agriculture est parfois tournée vers, elle est restée un peu dans cette mentalité coloniale de produire pour l'exportation sans produire pour le local. Dans le tourisme gastronomique, ça doit être une des priorités. Et je pense que nous faisons face à ce problème, et c'est peut-être que le Malawi, qui a connu une sécheresse il y a quelque temps, doit peut-être être aussi dans cette logique-là. Privilégier le tourisme local. C'est vrai que les touristes qui dépensent plus viennent de l'étranger, mais les premiers touristes doivent être les touristes locaux. Et pour cela, il faut que les produits touristiques qui sont offerts soient accessibles à ces touristes locaux. On va plus faire des bénéfices au niveau du nombre de personnes qui auront accès aux produits touristiques. Mon approche est celle de développer maintenant le tourisme local, d'où cette idée de créer ce que j'appelle les villages touristiques, qui sont un écosystème autour duquel on a des personnes qui vivent aux alentours qui deviennent bénéficiaires réellement du produit touristique. L'agriculture peut permettre justement dans ce sens-là d'approvisionner les restaurants, les hôtels et créer aussi de la richesse auprès des personnes qui vivent autour. Donc c'est dans cette façon-là de faire que moi je pense que nous pouvons essayer de révolutionner un peu les choses et arrêter d'être toujours tournés vers les touristes qui viennent de l'extérieur, mais encourager le tourisme local. Ma collègue a parlé du renforcement des capacités. Dans mon pays, on a ce qu'on appelle des malais-ouassons, des petits restaurants qu'on retrouve un peu partout, mais dont parfois, même si la nourriture est bonne, les conditions d'hygiène, de traiter un peu la nourriture, n'est pas toujours bonne. Donc il faut aussi des programmes pour renforcer les capacités de ces mamans, de ces petits restaurants, et même au niveau de la présentation, au niveau du packaging, et surtout avec le ministère de la Santé et l'Office congolais des contrôles, s'assurer que ce que les gens vont manger là-bas ne va pas créer des indigestions, parce qu'après, ça donne une mauvaise réputation. Je viendrai aussi à parler du packaging. Récemment, j'ai rencontré des jeunes gens qui ont transformé, qui font du vin de palme. Le vin de palme, c'est un vin très succulent que nous négligeons, mais c'est un vin qui est typiquement congolais, où on peut le retrouver ailleurs. À part le vin de palme, il y a le vin de carambole et d'autres fruits locaux qui peuvent servir à faire du vin. Et ainsi, comme l'a dit tout à l'heure le président du Zimbabwe, permettre de valoriser nos propres produits et de ne pas toujours avoir un peu ce complexe, je peux dire, de se dire que ce qui vient d'ailleurs est meilleur. Voilà en fait ce que je peux résumer par rapport à ce qui a été dit, et je privilégie aussi l'approche que ma collègue vient de dire, de privilégier les relations avec des écoles comme le Basque Culinary Center, qui peuvent nous aider à améliorer et à créer plus de valeur ajoutée auprès de nos
Merci beaucoup, le ministre.
Merci.
Merci beaucoup. I think it was very clear, and I know we're like super late, but I wanted just to give the last word to FAO.
You allow me to speak in French. I want to, please, vous pouvez éteindre. Just to address one of the issues which he raised here, which is an important sector. Sur la question des semences, Monsieur le ministre, vous avez tout à fait raison de dire qu'il faudrait travailler sur les semences, parce que nous pensons que les semences, c'est le premier facteur de développement du secteur agricole. Mais ce qu'il faudrait aussi savoir, c'est que les semences traditionnelles, telles qu'elles ont toujours été utilisées par les paysans, ne peuvent pas véritablement répondre aux besoins alimentaires, vu la croissance de la population. Ce qui est important, et ce sur quoi la FAO travaille, c'est de pouvoir mettre à la disposition des paysans des semences de qualité améliorée. Et je pense que c'est l'effort que nous essayons de faire depuis une vingtaine d'années, et de voir comment encourager la recherche. Il faudrait aussi que les pays puissent investir dans le secteur des semences, à travers la recherche dans les universités. Et cette recherche devrait se baser aussi sur les semences locales, notamment à travers la diversification, et de s'assurer qu'on puisse promouvoir les cultures locales. Parce que malheureusement, la tendance est de plus en plus, et on le voit avec l'industrie agroalimentaire, on va vers la monoculture. Avec la monoculture, il est difficile qu'on puisse promouvoir véritablement nos cultures traditionnelles. Il faut assurer la diversification dans les activités des agriculteurs. Il faut que la recherche dans la semence soit assurée et qu'on puisse donc accroître la qualité des semences traditionnelles. Parce que c'est ça l'enjeu, en fait. Si on veut travailler sur les semences traditionnelles, on ne pourra pas véritablement répondre aux besoins alimentaires. Ça, c'est d'un. Et de deux, comme vous avez dit aussi les collègues de Sierra Leone et de Malawi, donc, comment travailler avec le secteur privé? Parce que malheureusement, le secteur privé, bien sûr, quand ils investissent, c'est pour avoir des enjeux d'intérêt économique, pour la rentabilité de leurs activités. Mais il faudrait aussi que les gouvernements puissent travailler de telle manière que le secteur privé puisse aussi diversifier leurs activités dans la production agroalimentaire et qu'ils puissent travailler aussi avec les paysans à travers ce que nous appelons le contrat agricole. Parce que si on arrive à mettre en relation les petits paysans avec les investisseurs à travers ce qu'on appelle le contract farming, on arriverait non seulement à pouvoir adresser le besoin des paysans, pouvoir accroître la croissance des besoins des paysans, mais aussi répondre aux besoins en aliments. Nous devons reconnaître qu'il y a une croissance de la population qui est telle que pour que chaque pays puisse répondre à la sécurité alimentaire. Parce que le but, en fait, c'est quoi? C'est celui de la sécurité alimentaire de nos populations. Comment nous assurons que dans chaque famille, tous les jours, que les parents puissent assurer la nutrition, puissent mettre de la nourriture sur la table? C'est peut-être très simple de le dire, mais ce n'est pas aussi évident. C'est sécurité alimentaire. Et en plus de la sécurité alimentaire, on parle de la sécurité nutritionnelle. Parce qu'il ne suffit pas seulement de pouvoir manger. Il faudrait aussi bien manger, ça veut dire qu'il faut diversifier la nourriture qui est mise à la disposition des familles. À mon avis, il faudrait véritablement que cette politique, que le secteur tourisme soit vraiment considéré comme un secteur économique à part entière. Et parce que c'est un secteur qui touche à toutes les activités économiques du pays. Et dans ce sens, la demande de politique économique importante dans tous les pays.
Merci, merci beaucoup. Je pense qu'on va laisser cette conversation pour en dehors. Je suis sûre que dans le dîner, vous aurez beaucoup à parler. Mais vraiment, je pense que c'est un point très important, ça que Monsieur le ministre a mentionné, et aussi la capacité d'utiliser le nouveau et les nouvelles technologies aussi avancées. I'm going to close in English because my French is not as good as the minister. But I think I just wanted to thank immensely the panel for those highlights. And I would just leave maybe with 5 ideas. One, it was mentioned by everyone, how to really enhance skills from the lower level of education to the highest level. The second one, the minister said it, innovation and tradition coming together. We need to bring the traditional ingredients, but make them a step further in terms of innovation. The third one, to empower communities and women, as the minister also mentioned. The fourth one, very much recovering the local grains and make them available in the supermarkets, in the hotels, in the restaurants. And the 5, attract the chefs to actually look at it and bring all this together. So these are some of the ideas to take forward by all of us here as we build an agenda for gastronomy in Africa. Gastronomy tourism is one of the cultural priorities. Thank you very much. A great round of applause to our panelists. And we continue, and we're back to our Master of Ceremonies.
And before you leave, if we could just have a quick group photo. You can just huddle up and have a quick picture, please. You can smile. Thank you very much. Let's give them another big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Another big round of applause. Allow me to recognize our host, our Minister of Tourism and Hospitality Industry, Honorable Barbara Rodzi, who walked in during the session. Would like to acknowledge you and recognize you. Let's give a warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me also to recognize our Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development, Professor Murwira, who's here with us as well. We recognize you. Let's give him a big round of applause as well. We're keeping it moving. Next on our lineup, gastronomy, tourism, a 360-degree vision. And it is my pleasure to invite on stage for this presentation the Director General of the Basque Culinary Center. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to Mr. Jose Marie Aizega. I always say you can do better because I think we can all put our hands together and, celebrate somebody. Thank you very much, sir. A click, if I can get the clicker, please. That gentleman there is bringing it for you. You probably want a roving microphone? A roving microphone as well? That's right here. 1, 2.
Thank you. I prefer to make it moving and walking a little bit. Well, it's a pleasure to be here and to share our vision of gastronomy and what we do, how we see things, and also this 360-degree vision. It was the reason why Basque Culinary Center was created. So let's talk a little bit about gastronomy tourism. Yeah, I'll go back. Well, this is a photo of the main tourism destinations with some numbers all over the world. Tourism, well, the Secretary General knows much better than me, it's growing, it's big. It was a great sector in the past, but now it's like, wow, incredible, no? But when we see all these figures, we realize that gastronomy is the common activity growing in all these destinations, because probably you go to United States for some reasons, or to France, to Spain, to Italy, but gastronomy is one of the main activities, the main reasons to travel all over the world. So we are in a very relevant sector. Gastronomy tourism, I would say, central in tourist policies and tourist activities. I'm going to talk how we see gastronomy and gastronomy tourism today. Of course, we see as a strategic sector. Probably gastronomy itself 10 years ago, when you ask to people, what do you think about gastronomy? And they would talk about fine dining restaurants, about Michelin restaurants. Not more, just that. And it has changed all these years. And now we are here because also we think, and UN Tourism thinks, and Zimbabwe thinks, and all of you think that gastronomy is much more than that. It's a very, very relevant sector. Of course, it has many roles. It's part of a country's heritage, yeah? It's branding. I mean, nowadays, country branding, city branding, I mean, is made by gastronomy. It is also a driver for innovation. I will talk a little bit about that later on. Also, it's an investment attractor. I mean, more people are investing in hotels, in restaurants, bringing foreign investments into a country, and gastronomy is a driver of that. Of course, again, we have done many forums in the past about sustainable tourism, and gastronomy, it's a good example of that. Managed properly, it can be a source of decentralization of employment, economy, and I think it's a very powerful tool also. Of course, again, it helps exportation of products and services. If we have quality products, we will have the opportunity to export them. And the last one, and I will talk again later on, it's a source of pride. I think gastronomy is part of a culture, of a territory, and that is a source of pride that can be developed. I will talk later. Of course, tourism and gastronomy, they are together, and there are many, many examples all over the world about this. I think it's already quite obvious to talk about this, and how gastronomy tourism, no, it's the act of traveling, no, for tasting a place, also to connect with the territory, to connect with the sense of the place. And at the same time, this is part of the main change in the last years. Gastronomy is a value chain, and it is easy to say, difficult to manage, because gastronomy is producers are part of gastronomy, farmers, fishermen are part of gastronomy. In food industry is part of gastronomy. I mean, cheese industry is part of gastronomy, hospitality sector, tourism, even retail sector. So if we want to develop gastronomy, we have to concentrate in these different sectors, and I would say each part of this value chain needs different policies. The same policy doesn't work for everyone. I mean, the policy for hotels and hospitality is not the same for farmers or fishermen. So we have to understand deeply what value chain means. And we have to work on value in every step of this value chain. I think it's one of the biggest challenges for gastronomy tourism to develop all this value chain. And then we have a lot of good practices in the world. That is interesting. I mean, because when we study and try to get good practices, there are a lot. I mean, of course, Italy has a lot of examples. France, being a gastronomic country, how they are promoting big infrastructures, big investments. This is Bordeaux. This is a building dedicated to wine. So, but France has invested a lot of in this kind of infrastructures. Peru, it's another example. I was in June in Peru last month, and they have done an incredible work of promoting chefs, and through chefs, the development of the quality of the cuisine. I would talk again about chefs in my closing remarks, but chefs like a force of change, and I think this is important. Spain, well, Spain has a lot of examples. Spain Food Nation, diversity. Also, again, in Spain, there are a lot of examples of chefs driving innovation. I think what Spain is now, gastronomically speaking, is the result of a movement of chefs and a movement of innovation. And I come from San Sebastian. I would say a gastronomic city. You talk about with travelers, and they identify San Sebastian gastronomy like a very important city, a society. And it is also interesting because it's not only a tourism destination. There is a culture in local people. There is a pride of gastronomy in local people. A lot of representations, popular, fine dining, different representation, traditional experiences. And also, this is a group of chefs that were pioneers. This is a photo of the 70s, and they started a movement of innovation. Here, there are like main chefs of the Basque Country that were the founders of Basque Culinary Center. These chefs created Basque Culinary Center 15 years ago to develop this 360-degree vision of gastronomy. I will show you, I will put up a video just to make you understand what we do at Basque Culinary Center. The volume, please. No? I'll go back. Or
We understand gastronomy as an interconnected network that forms a relationship between different disciplines, sectors, and agents. This 360-degree vision of gastronomy is the essence of our ecosystem. Basque Culinary Center has become a world reference in training, research, innovation, and promotion of gastronomy. Faculty of Gastronomic Sciences, which offers a bachelor's degree, more than 10 master's degrees, and dozens of courses for professionals and enthusiasts. A wide range of educational offerings in continuous evolution, as evidenced by the doctorate in Gastronomic Sciences, the first in the world. We propose a unique educational model based on 3 principles: multidisciplinary education, learning by doing, and personal development. Our exploratory vision has guided us towards research and entrepreneurship by creating BCC Innovation, a technological center specialized in gastronomy. Sensory analysis, sustainability, health, digitalization, and culinary development are the areas of expertise that define BCC Innovation. From them, research projects, product development, and collaborations with companies are articulated. In addition, we promote transformative initiatives such as LabA, Digital Gastronomy Lab, an open innovation living lab where we rethink gastronomy through a digital lens. Culinary Action, a gastronomic entrepreneurship program with an international focus. Basque Culinary Center is a space open to the world which combines both local and global through different events and initiatives. Such as the Basque Culinary World Prize, an award aimed at chefs with transformative initiatives. Basque Culinary Center also continues to amplify the 360-degree vision of gastronomy by consolidating its strategy and vision of the future through 2 projects that are born with the ambition to continue strengthening gastronomy as a strategic sector. GOE, Gastronomy Open Ecosystem, an innovation hub for researchers, innovators, entrepreneurs, innovative companies and graduate students, located in the heart of San Sebastian, an ecosystem of international talent, attraction to collaborate and develop projects related to research, innovation, entrepreneurship orientated to co-create the gastronomy of the future. And we promote EDA, Drinks and Wine Campus, a pioneering project with an international vocation, focused on the world of beverages and wine, which from training, innovation, and research, and with our same philosophy, will strengthen the sector. The world is facing great challenges. We firmly believe that gastronomy is part of the solution. Therefore, through training, research, and innovation, entrepreneurship and cooperation, we will continue to promote gastronomy as a driver of economic and social development. This is Basque Culinary Center's commitment.
We started 15 years ago with this idea, that gastronomy was a very relevant sector with a lot of opportunities from cultural perspective, social and economic perspective. And we understood first that gastronomy has many professions and they need education. They need long life learning. They need to evolve in skills because the world is evolving. So that's why we have developed a lot of programs, specialization programs. So I would say for those that you have responsibilities in public policy, invest in education. It's very relevant. Second, the world is changing and there are a lot of opportunities for innovation, for research. We have the Minister of Innovation here. There are a lot of opportunities in technology, many times in bringing, sometimes in gastronomy, old traditions into modern life. So promote innovation and promote entrepreneurs. And from that experience, we have launched two new projects. One is Gastronomy Open Ecosystem. We are building a new infrastructure that basically concentrating in research, innovation, and entrepreneurship, and another project dedicated to drinks and wine. So from all that experience, I was thinking, okay, how can I synthesize some ideas about what I think can be done to promote gastronomy in a territory, to develop this potential of gastronomy. And I wrote 10 ideas that I would like to share with you to promote gastronomy in a country or in a territory. The first one is to understand and to develop the value chain. For me, that is the first. And that means that to do this is not enough to have tourism ministries involved. You need a multi-ministerial agenda because you need the agricultural ministry or innovation or education, and so which more? Finance, that's important. Finance is basic for everything. Yeah. So understand and promote the value chain, the different sectors. But I would say, in all this value chain, chefs are important. Help to chefs, promote chefs, because they are like the connection with everything, with the producers, but with the customers. So I think the role of chefs is relevant. And also, media love chefs. So chefs are important. Second, build ecosystems, build communities. Gastronomy, it's a great sector, but they are not big companies. They are small entrepreneurs, small companies. So you need to create ecosystems. You need to connect chefs between them, chefs with farmers, chefs with winemakers, restaurant owners. So you need to think in terms of ecosystems. I think it's super important because you need shared visions, shared purposes. Once you have that, wow, it's an incredible community. But you need to work, to think on ecosystem. Third, pride. Promote pride in gastronomy. I mean, even staple food, it's interesting for visitors because now visitors, they are looking for authenticity. They are looking for culture, for connection with real things, real food, real people. So, but you have to believe in that, make people believe in that. It happens to me when we receive students. I remember a conversation of a young student that came to learn the bachelor degree. When he was graduating, he was Spanish, but he told me, when I came here, I was not proud of my gastronomic culture. You made me believe and be proud of my gastronomic culture. So I think this is important. Fourth, collect. Identify products, recipes, traditions, dishes. Create website when you can put all that information. Publish books, you need to collect. Sometimes you need to recover, because with this modern global world, we are losing culture, we are losing traditions. So you need to collect that and present properly, of course. Once you collect, I will talk about communication. So that was fourth. Fifth, quality. Quality. I mean, nowadays, tourists travel all over the world and they eat all over the world. So you need to promote quality. You need to refine recipes, work on techniques, work on food safety, work on aesthetics. It's important. The presentation, I mean, it's important. So to do this, you need education, training, guides, quality certifications. There are different tools, but I would say quality is the base of everything. If there is no quality, the rest doesn't work. Sixth, innovation. Innovate. Promote innovation, help entrepreneurs, help young people that they want to do things different, but that energy is really relevant. Help innovation. Even nowadays, I found in different parts of the world, young people that they are thinking of recovering ancient techniques, ancient products, bringing into modern world. So yeah, there is a lot in innovation, a lot of things that can be done. So I think innovation is very relevant. Communication. I have 3 ideas here. First, create contents. Create content about gastronomy, narratives, photos, videos, audiovisual content, documentaries, produce documentaries. I mean, when I was traveling here, I struggled a little bit to find videos about Zimbabwe gastronomy in YouTube. I saw a lot of them, but not with great quality that I think nowadays you need, no? A lot of, random people publishing, but videos, audiovisual, you need to create content. Eighth, another on communication, use social networks. It's an incredible, powerful tool. I mean, gastronomy cannot compete with advertising policies. But when we are talking about authenticity, social networks is a very powerful tool. And I think Instagram, YouTube, they are powerful tools to reach their communities and the right people. Also in communication, invite influential people to visit you, chefs from other countries, journalists. Of course, even journalism has changed. You need to create value chain narratives, value chain contents. And finally, 10th, talking about ecosystem, and I think events are a very powerful tool also. Organize events to generate community, to generate pride. I would say local events with local professionals, connection events with international guests. If you organize a summit for chefs, invite international chefs, incoming, outgoing, organize, and social events also, social events with people to celebrate gastronomy. I think the events are also a very powerful tool. These are 10 ideas I hope can be helpful for you. I hope so. And thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Jose. Let's give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for that presentation. Allow me to call on our moderator for the next session, Kojo, my good friend, please come through. He's a senior expert on communications in Africa, UN tourism. He's going to be moderating this session, developing a strategy to propel African gastronomy on the global scene. And he's going to have a fire chat conversation with Chef Johannes of Wera and Asabe Restaurants, Ethiopia. If I can call him to come and join him for the fire chat conversation. Let's give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's been a long day, but stay with us. We're almost getting there. If anybody looks like they're dozing, just nudge them a little bit with kindness and love and gastronomy. Let's just keep it moving. Thank you so much.
There we go.
Kojo.
Thank you, MC. Thank you so much. Good afternoon once again. And we'll have this quick fire chat with award-winning chef. So we get started. So, chef, tell us a brief of what you do. You can use the mic there. You press the knob. Yep.
So what I'm doing now, or what I did in my career?
Briefly, your career and where you are now.
Okay. So very briefly, I studied visual arts before studying culinary arts at the Paul Bocuse Institute in France. And then I did psychology quickly before moving to the US to work at the St. Regis, a five-star, five-diamond hotel. After that experience, I returned to my country because I realized there is a lot of culinary assets that Ethiopia has to offer. And I started a TV show called Chef Johannes Culinary and Lifestyle TV Show that went around the country looking for the best practices and get inspired from that to make recipes in my kitchen. So there was a great learning curve where it was very easy. We go everywhere to look for very interesting recipes. And we were able to find amazing findings. For instance, there's a region in Ethiopia that make food with whistling, with sound vibration. It allows to create amazing texture. There are so many culinary assets within the continent that we, even as Ethiopians and Africans, we don't know what is happening in our country because we're forgetting, we're marginalizing certain recipes. And then from that, I was able to have an opportunity to work with Ethiopian Airlines, where I developed the menu for the business class, and we went from 2 destination meals to 5 destination meals. And the approach was very interesting to innovate, to research by using the same ingredients, by using the same team, but by using batches, we were able to diversify without really adding new ingredients, but adding new know-hows and ways to prepare them.
Okay. All right. So obviously, I mean, you've been there before, you've done it. Now let's look at our subjects, matter. We're not developing the strategy, but we're looking at how we can propel or add to the lore of the destination. And from what you do, how, in practical terms, I mean, how have you been able to use gastronomy to not just promote Ethiopia, but Africa as a general?
To promote Africa as general, the best approach is the terroir approach, meaning ingredients by specific area. The specific area produce very specific ingredients with specific quality.
Okay.
So one approach we had in my restaurant, so I opened a concept restaurant called Asabe, which worked only on local fish. So to really promote that idea that you can do a whole menu with just one specific ingredient, reduce the stock, diversify taste, but promote different local assets. So for instance, in Ethiopia, there's more than 200 varieties of fish, among which 57 are known to be edible. But in the city, in Addis, we only know 3 fish. And in 3 years' time, we're able to present and have a tasting of 13 types of fish that we now documented and put available for Ethiopia tourism and beyond.
All right. So now we're speaking to tourism, we're speaking to gastronomy, and I mean, we're looking at how we can bring these sectors together. And from the point of view of you being a chef, how do you, or what do you think can be done to be able to enhance that collaborative effort between the DMOs, i.e. the DMCs as well, and then your community?
Come again? The what?
The DMOs, the destination management organization or companies, i.e. the tourism boards, the big operators. How do you infuse gastronomy from the destination to what they sell as a destination?
So one key way to do that, so work with the public sector. So for instance, Mr. Naga is here with me today. I was very lucky to have him here. He's the Deputy Commissioner of Tourism Oromia. So what we're trying to do is work together in a way that we standardize and document all traditional recipes so that we don't lose anything. That's the one thing. Another thing would be so an approach to media through TV shows and social media nowadays becoming really significant, really showing people how to prepare but to consume the food in a traditional and innovative manner at the same time.
Okay, so as the Secretary General said this morning, we have the tour of African Gastronomy publication that was done. But if you look at the essence of it, the fact that you have recipes, the quick bites from every country, featured in, do your community speak about how you can bring this wealth of knowledge and sit down with the local stakeholders, particularly with the tourism sector, to see how they can be able to have gastronomy as part of their allure to the destination?
So for that, one other aspect would be education. So we are really focusing on that. Currently opening Culinary Research Institute and add this. So the main approach to that is for the new generation to really understand not just hospitality, but to understand their identity through food.
Okay, all right. Now, in terms of local sourcing, if you look at the chain, have you built enough knowledge around it for them to understand that it's not just food, but it's an economic enhancement, within their community or the destination, so that they are part and parcel of what we call as, gastronomy tourism, and not just a cliche, but it's happening right and then in the community?
Can you repeat that?
No, what I'm saying is that if you look at the local community, how involved are you bringing them on board? So that if you have a traveler, a tourist, a foodie person going to the area, they don't just see it as just going to get food, but they understand the concept of having to be part of the whole ecosystem that brings not just buying the food, but other sectors of the food tourism chain.
So one way is so for instance, with the TV show, we went to these areas and showed how the recipes were made. So the best part about that is when tourists, whether it's local or international, because we also have this TV show on in-flight entertainment of Ethiopian Airlines, is when they travel, they try to spot what they've seen. And through that, so there's, for instance, this guy we call the Dr. Marsamo Mangustus. They call him doctor because he makes an amazing spicy fish soup that a lot of people go to because they feel like they would heal from cold. So it's like a remedy that become like a remedy, a perception or remedy that any tourist, whether local or international, after seeing that, would go to him saying, I want a healing soup.
Now, let's look at technology, and probably that will be the last bit of it. In terms of leveraging technology to promote that, and I mean, in the last 2, 3, 4 years, you've seen, the banter between Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, about the jollof and all of that. You have things like akabanga. You have, if you go to Malawi, they have, hot sauce and all of that. How do you use the technology, to be able to at least help expand the knowledge base of people on African gastronomy? Because technology is allowing you to be able to reach out and, just like you also said, there's a point that you have to use because the chefs, you are the star people. Now, how do you use that medium to push African gastronomy?
Well, social media has been great into meeting the various people around the globe, chefs around the continent. A good friend of mine, Chef Stone, for instance, from Nigeria, I was able to meet him when I traveled there, and he met me when he traveled to my country. He went to his restaurant, he came to mine. That was one of a great exchange that happened because social media put us in link. So social media allows us to discover what's being done. Social media allows us to discover the type of cultural identity from the food sector there is in every country, in a way that we can also explore our flavors.
What will be your parting shot for people, for young people wanting to take a career in gastronomy or, wanting to take what you did?
So one thing to understand is that the field is not easy. It's a very time, effort, energy demanding field where, for instance, I studied in France and I worked in Michelin restaurants. I can tell you the schedule starts at 6:30 a.m. You'd have a break around 4 until 5 and finish at 1 a.m. So these kind of schedules right nowadays for the younger generation is very tough. People want to make quick money and live a very simple life, but this is a career of passion, and you do it not necessarily for the money, but to excel every day, to do better every day, to come up, to really get the thrill from the innovation and the satisfaction from your customers.
Your biggest challenge in trying to push African gastronomy, what is that?
I would say attracting talent to the sector because, for instance, in my country, it does not pay enough. So really for on one side, consumers to understand that food is not survival when it comes to gastronomy. It's art, and art is not something we quantify based on what our perception, but from the artist's perspective. Food is something of destination. For instance, when you go to 3 Michelin star, it means it's worth the trip. So we need to be able to see food as more than survival, but as a reason to bring us together. This is something social. For instance, when we eat injera in Ethiopia, you gather around a circular flatbread where that promotes equality, that promotes understanding. You're sharing what's available on the table. That's one way of being human, and these key values are vehicled through food.
All right, thank you, Chef Ioannis. And again, he'll be available for you to chat with him and all of that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's give a big round of applause. Thank you, Kojo. Thank you, Chef, for that very interactive and interesting conversation. Thank you so much. We are now moving to the last part of our, no, well, it's not the last part of our day, because we've got lots of fun later on in the evening. But I'm gonna, for this one, UN Tourism Regional Gastronomy Tourism Pitch Challenge, Driving Innovation in Africa. After a brief introduction outlining the collaborative potential within Africa's entrepreneurial ecosystem to advance the SDGs, 5 entrepreneurs from targeted competitions will pitch their ideas showing scalable, locally crafted solutions addressing regional challenges across the gastronomy and tourism value chains. A jury will deliberate and select, a jury sounds scary, jury will deliberate and select the winner of the challenge to be announced at the end of the session. Please put your hands together as we welcome our moderator. We are working on first name basis here at UN Tourism. We do not use surnames, we just stick to first names because that quickly establishes rapport and friendship. Please put your hands together for Glenn.
Thank you very much. I know my last name is quite complicated. So now up next are our dear startups project from our host, Zimbabwe, as well as from Ghana, Rwanda, and Morocco, highlighting the incredible talent and innovation across the entire continent. We at UN Tourism are extremely pleased to be showcasing top talent from African entrepreneurs, and thankful to Zimbabwe for hosting this first African Regional Pitch Challenge. Before going ahead, I quickly wanted to call to the floor our Executive Director, Natalia Bayono, who has been creating and leading this Innovation, Education, and Investments Department. Warm applause, please.
My dear ministers, my dear Jose Mari, this is the best part for me, you know, to be honest, because this is like a deja vu. I see a lot of young people today here, and I have to say that I became executive director of a UN organization thanks to innovation. So when Secretary General Pololikashvili invited me to collaborate in UN tourism was to create the first department related to innovation, how we can help the entrepreneurs to grow, how we can help the young generations to bring their ideas, and how we can help them to promote tourism efficiently. So at the end of the day, joining together the ministers, the startups, the academia, the venture capital, the investors. So before we start moderating these pitching session, I have to say that in UN Tourism, we have been working on startup competitions as a flagship program for 6 years from now. And basically, we have a strong network. Believe it or not, we have more than 50,000 applications from more than 150 countries. And when we review all around, it's always African talent over there. At least 35% of the tourism entrepreneurs from Africa are led by a woman. And this is incredible because in technology, we have in all the sectors of the economy, we have the problem of gender equality. But when it comes to tourism and technology, women are leading the way when it comes to startups and innovation. So that's incredible, and that as well happens in the ministries. You see the first row that is full of women at the end of the day. Here in Africa, half of the ministers in tourism are women. So that's incredible. You know, this is not happening by mistake. This is because tourism is a top employer of women, and more than ever, we need to support. I'm really happy to be here today because, of course, having the young entrepreneurs presenting to the ministers, presenting to Zimbabwe, presenting all the solutions that can be pilot all around Africa is crucial. So thanks a million, Minister Barbara, for all your commitment on this amazing project. And of course, we have here amazing entrepreneurs today from Ghana, from Zimbabwe, from Morocco, from Rwanda. But of course, before we start, I want to promote the joint collaboration that we have with the Basque Culinary Center, because every single year, we create an open call all around the world to bring the top innovators and then to bring them into the possibility. Josemari showed an amazing campus. So the good thing is that the winners of the competitions, normally speaking, go to the campus of Basque Culinary Center for an acceleration program in San Sebastián. They win tourism scholarships to study with UN Tourism. So at the end of the day, I want to end this introduction with the video of the startup competition to invite all of you, if you have a relative or a friend that is working on technology and gastronomy, so to bring us together all these ideas so that we can help you to pilot your ideas or to create an internationalization process. So without further ado, if you can help me with the video, that will be incredible.
Through gastronomy, we discover new worlds, flavors, and emotions. Experiences that are deepened thanks to tourism and multiplied through technology. Gastronomy tourism is a sector with big opportunities for development that stimulates entrepreneurship and innovation. The World Tourism Organization and Basque Culinary Center join together to launch the first global competition for gastronomy tourism startups. Gastronomy tourism has also proven key for creating jobs, driving rural development, and fostering global understanding. We seek innovation projects with a disruptive and open vision. Projects that are capable of revolutionizing the gastronomy tourism sector through different perspectives. New technologies, local impact, sustainability, and waste. The selected startups will receive UNWDO's and top partners' mentorship, support, access to the UNWDO Innovation Network, investment and scholarships opportunities. Help us build the future of gastronomy tourism.
So Glenn, officially we start moderating, the jury is here. So we are very happy to be here today in a new edition. So let's see who rocks the scenario now.
Thank you very much, Natalia. So just quickly also to add that we really motivate everybody to apply, and that the finalists will be included in the global gastronomy tourism forum in Bahrain in November. So without further ado, I would like to present the startups. Yesterday they participated in a masterclass where they improved their pitches. And today they will pitch for you in 4 minutes, which is not easy. At the end, we will, as Natalia said, choose a winner, and then they will receive their award. In addition, they will also receive scholarships from the UN Tourism Academy, and through the Basque Culinary Center, they will be given access to potential investment and access to their digital platform. So, first up, Agrocenta. Agrocenta is a Ghana-based startup that leverages technology to improve agricultural supply chain. The platform connects smallholder farmers directly to markets, ensuring fair prices and reducing post-harvest losses. Michael, please come to the stage.
I think I'll stand here, makes me feel like a preacher. Clicker. Yes, Pastor Mike. Can I stand here? Yeah, I want to use this one. All right. My name is Michael from Ghana. Greetings from Ghana. I held a Ghana delegation calling the Zimbabweans our in-laws. I didn't know about that. All right. Gastronomy. That's a very nice word. I like it. It means the art of food. It also means experiencing food in different cultures. But did it ever occur to you that before we can actually have the ingredients that make up our food, they have to be farmers? Now, the farmers are responsible for all the things that go into the food that we enjoy so much. Did you know that the biggest challenge smallholder farmers across sub-Saharan Africa have is access to finance for their farming seasons? Now, a lot of smallholder farmers across sub-Saharan Africa do not get funding from financial institutions because they are perceived to be risky. Banks say that, well, we don't have much data about you. We don't know if you can repay your loans, which is true. Because a lot of the smallholder farmers, like the name suggests, smallholder, only cultivate 1, 2, 3 acres. That doesn't let them earn much. So banks are unwilling to lend to these smallholder farmers. So that is what Agrocenta is solving. The problem of financial access to smallholder farmers. My clicker is messing up. Okay. So we work with banks, other financial institutions, to provide these solutions to smallholder farmers. On the left, you can see micro-lending, digital savings, mobile payments, as well as pensions. Now, we touch on 4 SDGs. Since we started the company 7 years ago, not several, we work with 400,000 smallholder farmers, and we've seen that their daily spend has improved from $1 a day to 2.5. The goal is to get to $4 by 2030. Now we've done lending through the platform to a tune of $9 million USD to smallholder farmers, and that has helped reduce food wastage by 25%. Now on the platform we have up to 220 active smallholder farmers, majority of whom you would be glad to know are women. And the last SDG helps us to actually, as a company, in places where culture prevents women from having access to land, we've actually helped in that regard. Now, why do we do this? It's a huge market. It's expected to hit 1.1 trillion USD by the year 2030, and the farmer population is expected to grow to 33 million. Now that's a huge potential. So we just want to take a small percentage of that huge pie. Currently, we are fundraising. That's the wonderful team that is doing all the awesome job. I think we are not too gender balanced, but we are trying. There are 2 women out of 5. So we are currently raising a fund, seed round of 3 million USD, hopefully closing by the end of Q4 of this year. So if you want to continue enjoying the ingredients that make up your dishes, you need to invest in companies like mine that invest in smallholder farmers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Michael. Up next is Machi Mushkil, a startup based in Morocco that offers a unique culinary experience by blending modern gastronomy with traditional Moroccan cuisine. The project is actually opening their restaurant next week, so quite busy. And they not only serve high quality dishes, but also educate the Moroccan visitors about their culinary traditions. Allons-y.
Hello everybody. I will go in French because it's going to be easier for me, but the presentation will be in English. So, I would like to... Je voudrais me présenter, je m'appelle Adrien et ça fait 3 ans que je suis arrivé au Maroc, à Tarazout plus précisément. Et c'est un petit village de pêcheurs à la base, mais qui est aussi une destination de surf. Donc pour vous présenter Tarazout, c'est une ville très touristique qui a accueilli l'année dernière, avec sa région comprise, 320 000 visiteurs en 2023 et qui est en train de grossir de plus en plus. Et avant d'introduire le vrai problème que j'ai, j'aimerais vous parler de cette citation. We can see our culture very well because we see with it. Et précédemment, il y a des personnes qui l'ont abordé d'une manière un petit peu différente. Mais maintenant, j'aimerais vous parler du problème que j'ai remarqué à Tarazout en y arrivant. C'est qu'à Tarazout, à peu près 70% de la restauration, c'était des snacks, de burgers et de pizzas. Alors qu'en voyageant dans le reste du Maroc, tout ce que j'ai découvert, toute la variété de produits, des couscous, des tagines, rfissa, asfa, et j'en passe, tangia, énormément de choses, n'étaient pas vraiment présentes dans la ville de Tarazout, alors qu'on accueillait énormément de touristes. C'est pourquoi j'ai décidé de créer ce restaurant qui s'appelle Machi Mushkil, et qui est une combinaison. Machi Mushkil, ça veut dire pas de problème. Machi Mushkil means no problem. Donc le projet Machi Mushkil, c'est donc de la nourriture locale transformée en street food. Mais pourquoi de la street food? Parce que c'est adapté à la population locale qui sont des surfeurs et avec une touche de Moroccan vibe. Donc j'ai commencé avec un MVP, Minimum Viable Product, avec ce food cart. en novembre 2022. Puis ensuite, j'ai développé une communauté. Maintenant, on est 14 000 personnes sur Instagram. Donc précédemment, on disait que c'était super important Instagram, et effectivement, ça l'est. Parce qu'aujourd'hui, je me retrouve ici, donc c'est cool. En juin, on a fait des festivals avec toujours ce food cart. Un pop-up de 4 mois en connexion avec le Hyatt Hotel à Tarazout. Puis, dans 2 semaines, je vais ouvrir le restaurant parce que ça a fonctionné. Donc le produit, pour vous expliquer, c'est de la nourriture marocaine, comme je le disais, avec sous forme de street food, mais aussi un shot de Marocaine culture. Tout est traditionnel dans le restaurant. Et c'est là, justement, où la concurrence ne faisait pas forcément cet effort-là, avec du carrelage traditionnel, des chaises, une porte fait main, mais aussi un évier chiné à Marrakech, par exemple. Voici une overview du restaurant qui va ouvrir dans 2 semaines. Donc. L'équipe. Donc nous, il y a plus de femmes, parce qu'il n'y a que moi. L'évolution du projet. Donc le projet il va ouvrir cette année et l'objectif c'est d'optimiser les process. L'année prochaine, l'objectif c'est de lancer une marque avec des produits pour que les touristes puissent rentrer avec des produits locaux chez eux. Ensuite de développer des expériences comme des cooking class, language class, et ensuite après ouvrir d'autres restaurants, par exemple dans le Maroc ou à l'international. Et pour finir, ce que j'aurais besoin maintenant sur ce premier goal, sur ce premier objectif, c'est restaurant mentoring au niveau des finances, du process, pour savoir comment manager ce restaurant le plus facilement possible et l'optimiser pour que ça soit bénéfique pour moi et pour l'écosystème. Et deuxièmement, si jamais certaines personnes d'entre vous peuvent nous mettre sur vos cartes, sur vos food tours, sur vos sites internet, comme référence de la culture marocaine, ça serait avec plaisir. Merci beaucoup. Maïta Zveniu. Et voilà. Et je vous en prie, vous pouvez scanner, c'est Instagram. This is the QR code to Instagram.
Merci beaucoup, Adrien. So the third startup will be presented by Theodore from Rwanda. The startup is called Beyond the Gorillas Experience. It's a startup that organizes local gastronomic experiences that leverage local gastronomy to enhance the tourism experience while fostering economic development in the Kinigi community. They offer guided culinary tours and cooking classes that introduce tourists to local food traditions, directly benefiting local food vendors and enhancing the food tourism value chain. Go ahead, Theodore.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Theodore Nzabonima from Rwanda. I'm the community champion from that very corner of East Africa. Some of you whom I met in my country, you have been coming to see gorillas. My innovation was against that narrative. Gorillas don't cook, they don't dress like a Rwandan, they don't cultivate, they don't smile like me. I was like, let me create something that will bring tourists in the country, basing the community in the center of my service, which is Beyond the Gorillas Experience. We offer Rio Carito immersion tours. We are into adventure tourism. We are into camping, homestay, and the culinary arts as food adventure that has brought many tourists in my company and in the country of Rwanda at large. Those are photos of what we normally offer. That is what made me to be here. You can see tourists enjoying our traditional food, where we start from the field, either from crop to plate, from crop to cup, where guests get hands-on experience while also sharing experience, culture with my fellow Rwandans. We integrate all categories of Rwandans, women. When you check beyond the guerrillas of social media, you will see that gender equality has been considered. Our impact to the community will happen to, from the 30% of total revenues, we build a kindergarten for the community, one of the rural community where we try to nurture kids from early age for them to be good presidents and entrepreneurs. We are into economic empowerment, where you see us sitting, training locals how to maximize tourism benefit using their indigenous knowledge as well as their gastronomy daily life. We are into health initiatives where we give clean water, where we teach parents to prepare healthy food for their kids. You might be a good farmer, but you see your kids suffering from malnutrition. Sorry. Well, I'm here again to request any tour operator, a travel agent, a tour guide, an investor to help us with something like $50, 50,000 US dollars to see whether our initiative can be extended. We started in one village, now we are in the 8th district, targeting to hit all 30 districts and beyond, which is East Africa and Zimbabwe. That is my team. We are always on the field. It's hard to see all our faces smiling. We are all dealing with farmers, hiking, and many more. That's how we enjoy our food. And thank you so much. Welcome to Rwanda.
Wow, everybody's doing very well on time. Up next, the two Zimbabwean startups. The number 4 is Zulu Bistro Bar, a startup located here in Victoria Falls that celebrates authentic Zimbabwean cuisine by blending traditional recipes with modern culinary techniques. The bistro emphasizes authenticity, culinary excellence, and an immersive ambience adorned with African-inspired decor.
All right, hello everyone. I want to eat what you eat at home. That's one question that our front desk staff struggled to answer for a very long time in Victoria Falls. My name is Brian Zulu. I'm the managing director of Zulu Bistro Bar, a restaurant based here in Victoria Falls, serving authentic traditional Zimbabwean cuisine and giving tourists a unique dining experience. All of our operations are aligned with UN SDGs, specifically number 8, 11, and 12, and I'm going to go through in detail how we are doing this at our restaurant. We are committed to offering decent and work and economic growth to locals in Victoria Falls, specifically the youth. Our employment practices are testament to our commitment to youth empowerment. We have managed to create over 25 local jobs, and all of our staff have an average age of 23 years old, and they've joined us at entry level, rising up to some leadership positions. And these young people have come from home as the youngest in the family and come back as the breadwinner. So we have managed to sustain their financial situations and offer them good employment. So this is some of our staff, very excitable bunch. My clicker is not working. Can I have the next slide, please? We source over 80% of our ingredients locally. This is one of our very lovely gogos who we buy straight from her garden. There's no middleman, so we go straight to the garden and buy it. And this is what she had to say about how our consistent purchasing from her has helped her and her family. We're also committed to responsible consumption and production, and to date, with this new menu, we've managed to reduce up to 40% food waste in our kitchen, and we use local seasonal ingredients, and we also are committed to using energy-efficient equipment in our kitchens. We've designed our menu to make use the whole ingredient, so we are serving dishes from head to hoof. We've got cow head right up to cow heel. We serve chicken feet, we serve chicken gizzards, and we've done some really amazing potato skin fry crisps, which are absolutely amazing. So instead of throwing away the chicken feet, we've managed to reduce that waste. Any of the leftover food that we have, we then donate it to a local pig farm that they can feed to the pigs, and any kitchen scraps we compost. We are working on an idea to introduce different portion sizes for the not so big eaters so that we can reduce our food waste even further. Sustainable cities and communities, we absolutely love this. In our restaurant, we promote village tours, and it's something that our waiters tell our diners to go straight to the village and see how these dishes come about right from the local communities. We also offer quad biking village tours straight into the village to give the tourist an unparalleled access to the village that other tours can't reach. And we also work with a local village tour, which proceeds from go to set up biodigesters in different homes, reducing the number of trees that are cut for firewood. Since introducing this new menu, we are now working at less than 30% food cost, which has always been a dream for me. And we've had 4 times the number of reviews in the past 3 months than we had all of last year. So it's working well. Our plan is to double our restaurant capacity and to launch a local growers initiative where we provide seeds to local farmers, and we then in turn buy those produce back from them and then use it in our restaurant. And we also want to offer traditional cooking experience to tourists. So those are our plans for the future. How do we plan to finance this? We're looking to self-fund up to 65K, and also look for strategic partners who might be willing to help us reach this goal, to set up a garden at one of our local village primary schools where we can then go back and buy back from them, and that money can be used for school fees. We want to expand our restaurant and sustainability initiatives to get more energy efficient equipment for our kitchen. So I'd like to invite you all to come and join us for a taste of Zimbabwe. Thank you for your time. Those are our contact details.
All right. Last but not least, also a startup, a company from Zimbabwe, this time from Harare. The The company is based in Harare, as I said, and dedicated to creating exceptional culinary experiences. They specialize in authentic Zimbabwean cuisine, blending traditional dishes with contemporary twists. They integrate traditional cooking methods such as using clay pots and charcoal heaters into their culinary practices, which helps to keep traditionals alive. Please, Gracia, come to the stage.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And I am so pleased, being the only woman that's standing in front of you today. Yesterday, we had a presentation where they said that over 28%, slightly over 28%, are women-led enterprises in tourism. Well, we want that to change. My name is Gracia Vute, and I am the founder and director of Pavute Gourmet, which celebrates authentic Zimbabwean flavors. As you can see from this picture, this is not your normal buffet serving station. Right, what is our mission as Pavute Gourmet? We are on a mission to put the Zimbabwean cuisine on the global map. What is our core concept? We are going to reimagine the Zimbabwean cuisine. We're going to celebrate it and showcase our culture to the world. I'm very aggressive about this and passionate about it, by the way. We're going to drive economic growth and foster social impact. So what problem did we face? Look, I studied in the Netherlands, and I stayed there for about 4 years. And I was so ashamed when you'd have Nigerians sit up and tell you, oh, we have jollof. You know, and I already know jollof because they have a cultural effect when they show pride in their culture. And I want the same thing for my own country. And I think usually, especially in Zimbabwe, among my generation, they don't look at our traditional food and have pride in it. And there's a very perception that seems to think that our traditional food is outdated. And we lack a gastronomical identity of the Zimbabwean cuisine on the global stage. So what was our solution? Our solution was offering a unique concept of sophisticated yet traditional buffet-style dining. We have a pop-up restaurant, mind you. We pick up our buffet stations and show up where you want us to be. So we specialize in traditional weddings, we specialize in corporate catering, and for the first time in history, I have seen myself offering traditional corporate lunches. We have changed things in this country so far. And an authentic Zimbabwean flavor that combines with the modern presentations. When you can look at this picture, you see that is a clay pot, and that is a charcoal heater. This is not the norm for buffets, and we are going to change that by including these clay pots. This clay pot also infuses the food together with the charcoal. Sorry. I think previous slide. Right. So I just didn't want to start the business for profit. Obviously, I want the money, but remember what I said. We needed to change the narrative of Zimbabwean traditional food. In this video, this is Sonny from Best Ever Food Review Show. This video has over 6.5 million views on a channel that has over 10 million subscribers. This meant a lot because that is me with Sunny in our traditional village in Murewa, showing the world what type of food we have in Zimbabwe. And I think we have gone on a campaign to partner with people that can have global presence to showcase what we have to offer as Zimbabwe. This is Mike Corey. He's an Emmy awarded winner, by the way, an adventurer, which I also took to a village and showed him how we make authentic Zimbabwean food straight from building the fire, cooking in clay pots, and serving it the way we do in our villages. And because of this, this is our social media page, which has over 40,000 followers right now. And we spread the same message, which is celebrating authentic Zimbabwean flavors. And every day when we post, we're very intentional about showcasing what Zimbabwe has to offer and also changing the narrative in the younger minds about how we should represent ourselves when we talk about our gastronomical image. And as for social impact, we started an initiative in a local village where we have women that are now making clay pots for us. And I can say to you that every month we have been ordering over 30 clay pots from this woman that is actually starting to make this a bigger project than it was when we started. And we also have teenage boys that have learned how to make wooden plates, which we also use in our projects. And I think this is so good because we're not only wanting to be sustainable financially, but we also want to be sustainable in the way that we have impact in the community. And to show you that this works, like I say, this is a picture of a takeaway container that contains our sadza, veggies, and that is tribe. We have never imagined a time where someone that's wearing their formal clothing in an office eats something like that, but we have achieved that. And we also do special pop-up events. Like I said, we do traditional weddings. We also do big weddings, and we also do pop-up stores at concerts. So this was at a concert that we popped up at. And this is just an image of our revenue for the past 6 months. We've made over $60,000 in revenue for the past 6 months, and we charge a premium of $65 per plate. And we have only managed to do that by building that perspective that, look, you can also spend a lot of money, have a very exclusive event, but still enjoy your traditional food. And this is the team that we have. I have a very young team, and all of our chefs are younger than 30 years old. So that's me as the director and the head chef, and this is the rest of the team. And the potential for growth for Pavute, we are aiming to move to other cities. We've only established to pop up in Bulawayo as well, and this is what we also do sometimes as food festivals. So I am reaching out to you and also speaking to the government saying, let's work together and also do a pop-up event where a lot of chefs, like what was mentioned earlier, come together and we have a market where we showcase what each country has to offer. We also want to diversify our products and also have in-store products. I know during the opening ceremony, there were little packs that are being spread around where we had yum snacks, and I think we need to enter more into things like that as well. And the required support, we need a financial injection, about $20,000 right now. I mean, we're doing well, but we can do better with your support. And we need mentorship and business development and also partnerships, like the ones that I mentioned earlier, that can also help us with the same agenda that we have to put the Zimbabwean cuisine on the map. We also need government support, and this is an example of the government supporting my little small business, which we also injected into this business to grow it bigger. So our call to action is join us in celebrating the Zimbabwean cuisine. Partner with us to bring together our flavors to your events. And please support our mission to put Zimbabwean cuisine on the map. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Can I have another applause for everyone? So, has the jury come to a decision? Is that a yes, Natalia? Can all the startups please come up to the stage?
So as has been said, the jury is out. They are deliberating, they're going through. You guys all right? You guys good? Rwanda? Huh? Okay. Fantastic. Are your hearts pounding? Don't worry, they're having a conversation there. But you know what motivational speakers always say? Everyone is a winner. Everybody's a winner.
All right. The jury has made a decision. It was not easy. So Natalia and Josemari, can you please come to the stage to announce the winner?
Let's clap hands for Natalia and Jose. They have a difficult job. Natalia. Jose? Yeah. Just look at them, huh? Yeah. Just look at them. Be nice. All right, the time we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, from our side, some words. It's been extremely difficult to make a decision. It's been really difficult because I think you are a great example of the power of entrepreneurs. Not your passion, the work you are doing to transform, to generate new projects, no? In restaurant, more than restaurants, no? With a purpose, tourism with a purpose, developing new services, technology and services with such an impact in one of the most important sectors, farming. So it's been really difficult, and congratulations. I think you are, really inspiring for all of us, and yeah, also to the people that are listening online. So congratulations. A big applause, please. And Natalia, go ahead.
Josemari, it's very nice to see that that it's almost full. We almost have full house here in the forum, so that says a lot. That means a lot, because you need to be proud entrepreneurs of all the things that you do. You are inspiring people, and remember, you know, I'm young, not that younger like you, but in the young generations is the present of tourism, not the future, because tourism is the top employer of youth, and through your inspiration, through your commitment with the community, we are able to inspire. So congratulations to all of you, because at the end of the day, all of you are winners. Before, we curated thousands of applications before coming to you. So to me, all of you are winners. And of course, it was very difficult because we have a lot of diversity here. We have social innovation, we have the gorilla conservation, then we have how to solve the agriculture problems, how to bring the Zimbabwe's gastronomy and to promote it all around the world. So at the end of the day, count on us. Count on Basque Culinary Center, count on the ministers, count on UN Tourism, because we are there to help you. So after a very difficult round of evaluations, we evaluate, of course, 5 criteria. That is the criteria that we always use to analyze a startup. The first one is innovation, of course, something that is different, that is not happening in a country or in a destination. Second of all, the scaling up process, so how this can scale and can grow easily and can be an example for the community. Third one, of course, sustainability, the social impact that is given to the community or to the place that is solving a problem. And last but not least, that of course is committed with UN tourism strategy. So without further ado, the winner is from Zimbabwe, Pavute Gourmet. Minister, before you go,
Okay. Who won? Sorry, I was outside doing logistics with Kojo. Congratulations to all 5 of you. Let's give them a big round of applause. Because when all has been said and done, I would love to come to Morocco, Tozagay, what is it called? Tagazo. How do you pronounce this?
Tarazout.
Yeah, and Shona is just Tagazuti as well. When all has been said and done, I'd love to come to Morocco. I'd love to experience Morocco, because when all has been said and done, we are all Africans, you know? And from Morocco, I definitely would love to see the gorillas first in Rwanda, and then, of course, come and enjoy your warm smile, and enjoy the work that you do. Yeah? Because in every country that we go to, what unites us and what this conference unites us is the beauty of food and the flavors, right? And from Rwanda, where's my other brother? Ghana. Where's my brother from Ghana? Yes, from Rwanda, I'd like to go to the beautiful country of Ghana and get to experience the amazing food that you cook, young man, So I wish you nothing but the best, because ultimately you're an amazing man. Yeah? Now, when I leave Ghana, I have to come back home. I definitely have to come back home. Okay. I have to come back home. And when I come back home, I have to come back to Zulu's place, because Zulu supports this amazing woman who plants and supports and gives him the raw materials that he needs, because he's got African cuisine, Zimbabwean food that would like to support. So whilst you're in Vic Falls, where's your place? Where is it found? It better be there.
Town Center, Landela Complex.
Town Center?
Landela Complex.
Landela. Yeah. Town Center, Landela Complex. Before you leave Vic Falls, let's go and find out if there's proof in the pudding that he was talking about. Let's put him to the test and go taste his food. But ultimately, let's make him rich. Let's make him rich. And then from Vic Falls, I'm going to go to the capital city of Harare, which literally means a city that doesn't sleep, and go to Gracias and get to eat from the wooden plates and from Hari, what do you call it in English? Yeah, that stuff. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're from tonight, from now we're done. We're done. I'm now announcing the evening. Stay with us, freshen up a little bit if you can, if you've got enough time. But we meet again to get to know each other, to exchange business cards, to have conversations. No point in Malawi sitting with Malawi. You can't come from Botswana and sit with Botswana. You can't be from Zimbabwe and just sit as Zimbabweans, or from Spain or Italy, wherever you're from. Tonight, let's marry, let's drink. It's on me. I'm joking. It's not on me. It's on the Ministry of Tourism and Hospitality. 7:15, I'm told there's a bus that's going to pick us up, shuttle bus outside. Shuttle bus that's going to pick us up for the cocktail. So let's go and have amazing time tonight. Let's dance. I'm told there's a band, there's music. Take off your tie, Jose. Take off your tie and dance a little bit and drink the night away. And then tomorrow we're going to try and really be sticklers for time, yeah? We want to start on time, we want to keep the time. Tomorrow, venue Elephant Hills, Kojo, if you're there, the UN team, if you're there, correct me, but we start at 9:30. Sharing is caring in here. Yes? We're here tomorrow morning, correct? 9:30. We're seated, 9:15. We're seated to start at 9:30, watch time. There is no such thing as Africa time. Watch time. Chronometer time. All right? Otherwise, let's go and have fun for tonight. Have fun for tonight. Thank you. The Honorable Minister will be hosting the cocktail. I'm told it's by the mighty Zambezi River. You don't want to miss the beauty of that. The Honorable Minister, Honorable Barbara Rodzi, will be hosting that dinner tonight. That cocktail. Transfers are leaving at 7:30. 7:30.